When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for getting your pot on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Look who's here.
Woo! What's going on, baby? Happy hump day, Bill. It's Wednesday. I'm fired up, baby.
I know.
We're halfway through this week. Lots going on.
There is a lot going on. There is. Sometimes it gets to be just
too much.
You know what it is like I spent most of my morning looking at what am I doing and how do I make things the most
life? What am I doing in life?
No. I know what I know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, how do I take doing my podcast, producing other podcasts, the company growing. There's other facets that I don't really want to talk about right now, but all that stuff, right? Grad school and, just being a dad and then trying to, all these different things. So I sat down and for about 90 minutes, 2 hours, I really went through and developed what I call an operating system.
Did you write it all down?
No, I not only did I write it down, I built an entire system on spreadsheets.
Oh,
that I'm going to print out and put in a book. And I go, this could be something that I wonder if other people could use it as well. It is a really, really, it's really good. It's really good.
Well, if you're happy with it, absolutely.
Oh my God. It's like, it lays it all out. I have to print it out. I can even show you, but it's just one of these things where I think for a lot of people that life becomes overwhelming. And so instead of almost completing something, you're doing 60%, 40%, 20%, and nothing's really getting done.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, you're like, fuck, what did I do today? You know what I mean?
Point. I do.
And so you want to figure out, how do I finish things? And so I'm like, I need an operating system, and my stuff, there's so much that if you made a list, it almost feels like a bookcase fell on you. You're like, where do I begin?
Yeah.
So this would just give you 3 main things you've got to do every day, right? These are my main things. And then there's a weekly review, a monthly review. And
you review yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to sit down and
be hard on yourself.
Well, you got to sit down and almost do a CEO meeting with yourself, you know? And it's all the shit I used to do, but you had, I don't even know, because I felt like I had more time, and I did, right? I was just doing morning radio,
right,
and being a dad, and a husband, and that was it. There was no, other stuff. There was shit like, the lawn needed to be mowed, and or the guys I hired to mow the lawn and ran over something for the fucking pool, so now I got water spraying out. There was always something. The house needed to be painted. Whatever. So it's all those things, and it's like,
I got a spreadsheet too.
Do you?
Yeah. Every month I print out the upcoming month, and I write down when I'm working, what's going on, Billified, dog sitting, golf league.
Well, it just gives you
try to get an idea of what I'm making, write down important bills, just to just kind of take a look at your life. And
I know it sounds like nerdy and shit, but I think it's very important. And I think if I call it the one-legged duck syndrome.
Quack.
Where a one-legged duck just swims in a circle. And I used to say it about my mother. I would say it all the time. She's a one-legged duck right now. And she would get let's say everybody would be at my mother's house, and we're all trying to get out of the house, and we're going to go do an activity together, whatever it is. I don't know. And it's like, you almost needed to build in 20 more minutes, And it's funny to see my mother today. She was up for her 79th birthday. Mm-hmm. And it was her birthday. And I think, what were we doing that day? There was somewhere. Oh, she wanted to take everybody to the sandbar. So she had made reservations. Okay. And she wanted her grandchildren that live here and me and anybody we wanted. And she wanted to do this. Okay. So I get up, I make her a big breakfast. I like eggs, bacon, pancakes, mimosas and all this. I have music playing out on the deck. She gets up. Oh my God, this is so nice. And she does decaf coffee. So I have the decaf coffee made, right? All this. And I'm just trying to make it smooth and nice because my mother, we used to call her birthday. I sound like I'm picking on her. I love her dearly. But we used to call her birthday the High Holy Days. So it was like an entire month of shit with her. Like, you know what I mean? And
you always pick on your parents a little, I think.
Yeah. So now I wanted to do a podcast with her. And I thought we could get it done. And then she wanted to go because she's graduated from Nazareth College. And my father went to Fisher, and she certainly was familiar with Fisher, and she wanted to see and drive through both campuses.
Yeah.
And I thought that sounds lovely. So I said to her the night before, around 11 o'clock, going to bed. Why don't we plan tomorrow that we'll go do the podcast. We'll drive through. We'll come back. We'll pick up Jameson, and we'll head down to Canandaigua. Jordan and his girlfriend will be joining us, and we'll do that. Okay, wonderful. So
sounds like a plan.
I lay out the plan.
Okay.
I make the breakfast. I do all this stuff. And we're sitting there, and I'm watching. And she got up later, but she had, my sister called, my brother called, a friend called, somebody else called.
She needed a little extra sleep.
Well, I don't know. She needed time because she was on the phone and stuff. So then I put on like some James Taylor because she loves James Taylor, and so I mixed some Rod Stewart. She always loved Rod Stewart, so I have this mix going out on the deck, and there's curtains and things that kind of shield the sun, and it's nice. There's a light fan and all this.
Did
shit.
You get all this from The Notebook? Was that in that movie?
No,
that sounds very nice.
No. It's how I feel like at my age, I want to live this way. I can't live the other ways anymore. I just can't do it. So I can't. I'm sorry.
As I've heard for 3.5 years, but go ahead.
What do you mean?
Well, you're changing your ways.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think that like when I was married, you had adult shit. Mm-hmm. You had adult artwork. You had adult stuff. You change your life around. It takes a minute to figure it out. And I have this porch, and I'm like, okay, I'm putting curtains up, a carpet down, nice furniture. I want plants. And I did it. And I'm just like, I just figured this is what I'm doing.
So she comes out,
she's sitting there and she's eating her breakfast and she's listening to music and she's on her phone. And I get up and I go, hey, it's like 11:45.
Hey, let's go.
No, I just say it's 11:45. And she says, okay. And she's just sitting there. All right. So I get up, I clean up everything from breakfast, wash dishes, the dishwasher, pans, boom, bang, boom. And I see her feet are up on one of the ottomans that are out there. And I go, okay, there's no movement here. There's nothing. So now
it is her birthday.
I understand. Okay. I understand. But I'm trying to, in my head, there's these things, right? Mm-hmm. So then I said, I go out there. I said, may I get you anything? How is there? I go, listen, I'm going to get in the shower, but here's the time now. And I think it's like noon, right? And she made this reservation, and she made it for 4:00 at the sandbar.
Plenty of time.
Right. So, okay, there's not. This is the problem. This is what I'm saying. Right, no, I'm joking. But this is what I'm saying, because it's like when you don't have a busy life, you get to take things a little more leisurely. And I'm not saying she doesn't do things. She's producing classes, adult learning for Bard, and she's taking classes, and she meets with her coffee group. My mother also volunteers where she'll drive people to appointments. So there's a gentleman who has Parkinson's disease, and he takes a boxing class on the other side of the river. And so, and why is that funny? Why is that funny? Because I got to tell you something in a second that I saw a news story.
John, you got to stop with that jab. It's terrible, but
no,
you don't really think of somebody with Parkinson's being in a boxing practice. Come on, Rock. Go for the ribs.
Well,
don't let the bastard breathe.
Yeah. And Jesus, that's funny because I'm telling you, I got to tell you this story later.
Really good at jumping rope.
Yeah, the skipping rope would be terrible. My dad had, how dare you, son of a bitch? My dad died because he had Parkinson's.
Sorry.
Just came up on the 1-year anniversary, and this is how you do me. This is what you do to me. It's like when I called you.
I don't remember him having Parkinson's.
I'm teasing you.
Yes, I know you are. Teasing you.
No, boxing's really good if you have somebody for Parkinson's because it's the repetitive motion. I'm not a neurologist.
And it works your muscles. I mean, any kind of
sure.
activity,
And I can't tell you why boxing is so recommended. Not a neurologist, but it is recommended. And I have a friend who is teaching a class at the Y for people with Parkinson's disease. And it was rather filled, which is a little nerve-wracking to me. I know
there's so many people have Parkinson's. There's so many people have Parkinson's and want to be a boxer.
No. They don't want to be a boxer.
Okay,
They're not looking to get in the ring.
How many rounds is it? Can I be a cart girl?
I got to tell you, here's
not a cart girl, a cart girl. Round 1.
No, be the cart girl. You got to come out with the walker because they got it.
All right, break up your walkers.
That would be the funniest fundraiser. To have a Parkinson's boxing match
and betting on everybody.
Oh God! And then you have the card girls, but they come out with their walkers, and the cards are
hitting in it.
They're taped to the front, but they're trying to get around the ring. You got to build in an extra 5 minutes for that into every round.
In this corner from Philadelphia, the southpaw Tommy Hickok, his opponent from Minnesota, the cold bruiser Adam Walbach. All right, watch the rabbit punches. Make sure you don't drop your teeth in the ring.
Here comes shake, rattle, and roll. It's terrible because, but here's my point. These classes.
It's a terrible nickname. I love it.
What, shake, rattle, and roll?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't float like a butterfly. I shake like a leaf. What's disturbing is how many people I know on a very personal level that have Parkinson's disease. You know, I was just with Brother Weeze. He has Parkinson's. I was just his buddy Joe T, who I really
remember that name. Yeah,
I love Joe T, worst producer ever in radio. We said it at the comedy club when we did it. And I wanted to jump up and say, Joe T used to order bike parts during the show. Like, we used to go, bro, what's next? And T be like, what? He's like, what do we got coming up? He's like, I don't know. I was just ordering new pads for the bike. It was so funny.
Was it a good night?
Yeah, that was a great night.
Yeah.
But just the number of people that have it. So and for those people that believe in karma, right? And I think a lot of people said that,
I saw the one expert or the reel that Laura asked you if you believe in karma, and you just.
I said it's bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do think it's bullshit. But I'm saying if you do believe in karma,
yeah,
do we get it back? So are we going to have Parkinson's?
Boy, I have worried that a few times.
I'm sure.
As many jokes as I told.
Yeah. I mean, look, I always think, why waste the time worrying? Why do that?
Yeah, like Spartacus said.
You got it.
Yeah.
So my mom then is still eating breakfast and stuff. So then finally she's going to get in the shower. Well, that's another 45 minutes to an hour. So now we're looking at we're coming up on 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
And I knew this was going to happen.
How long does it take to get to the sandbar?
30 minutes, probably.
So as long as you're out the door at
but she wants to do these other things, and she's leaving the next morning. So it's like, how do I make this?
Well, if it's not important to her, it shouldn't be important to you. I told you we had to go.
Well, it was.
I think you're worrying a little too much.
I knew all these things were important to her, and selfishly, the podcast was important to me because it was fulfilling a grad school assignment.
Oh, well,
I had to
doing your homework.
I had to do
your side.
I had to do an interview with an older adult, someone over the age of 65. And it was a pretty deep interview with questions that were prompted. I turned it into a podcast, and my mother then said, I want to listen to it before I say it's okay to put it out, because she said stuff. Things like one thing I would have changed is I wouldn't have gotten married at the age I did. And it shows you the societal pressure, not societal pressure, but what is the societal norm that we just step in line with, maybe unconsciously. Mm-hmm. But everybody that she went to college with was getting married right out of college. My mother went to graduate school to get a master's degree and finished when she was 24 and got married.
Yeah.
And think about that. 24. Now I was 28. Mm-hmm. Not that much older, but my mother said just knowing who you are, I think, would have changed the different things. And I go, yeah, you've got to really get to know you, because a lot of times you're coming right out of your parents' house who conditioned you in a certain way.
Yeah, and then you're in
certain
a
behaviors.
new house with not a stranger, but living together with somebody, total different game changer.
Right. And all the things, though, but we're conditioned in a certain way. And I think you got to sort through that and go, well, how they did things was bullshit. And I don't like it. I didn't align with it, but I know no other pattern. So I just do.
What's been strange to me in the past 5 to 7 years is listening to old people, friends of mine. And when he gets up, I sometimes hear him getting up in the morning. I'm like, oh, from your room? And just no, in his room.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't sleep together.
They don't sleep together.
Yeah.
Because you got maybe CPAC or snoring or whatever.
Well, there's snoring, and then a lot of times too, men will get up and pee 2, 3, 4 times a night.
The muscle thing, the leg.
Restless leg.
Yeah. And I'm like, you don't sleep together? They're like, no. Not for a couple of years. And I'm like,
here comes Jimmy Leg. He's a hell of a boxer. No Parkinson's, but that leg could go off at any time.
We should put this together. But that's just weird. It was unique to hear for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, you never heard of people?
I had never heard of people sleeping.
Yeah. I always thought it was weird too that my grandparents slept in the same room. My dad's parents, but they had separate beds.
Oh, like Lucy and Desi.
Yeah. Well, because in television they couldn't show.
I think the trivia question is the first couple to see.
Was that Mary Tyler Moore?
No, I think it was Fred Flintstone. They had the same bed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that.
And that was a primetime show, I think, at the
Their
time.
sponsor was cigarettes. I think it was Cool Cigarettes. Something, or Winston or something. Yeah.
They'll make you healthy.
Yeah, but dab of smoke, man.
So when I finally, now my mom gets up, I say to her, look, it's 2 o'clock. I said, why don't we do the podcast after Canandaigua? I said, it'll be a little bit later. Well, how do you feel about that? And we'll go drive through the campuses now. And she said that was a great idea. So she and I take off, and I had maybe one of the most, this is going to sound so weird, but maybe one of the most wonderful one-on-one experiences with my mother that I have ever had in my life.
Good.
Yeah, it was great. And watching her, we went up her senior year. She lived in a house that's up on a hill. If you drive down East Avenue, and just as you pass the last entrance for Naz, because there's 2 right ways in, and up on the hill on the right is a house that when she was there, seniors could live in it. So she won, and it was we went up there. I said to her, would you like to walk the campus? Well, let's just drive through. And the campus has changed immensely since she was there, but it is absolutely, Nazareth has done an unbelievable job with the space that they have. And it's a really pretty campus, which with acreage and stuff, right? You can really, it goes back. So we go up to the LePuy house, and she gets out, and we're walking around, and she starts peeking in windows. And I swear to God, I started videoing it, and I don't know what to do with this video. It may be one of my favorites ever, but she turns around, and it was like she just got filled with her youth. She said, I lived here 59 years ago. And she started telling the stories about how one night she and a friend, everybody went to some dance, and they didn't go, but they drank here and put on gowns and danced around in the front, whatever, young women would do. And it was so interesting. And then talking to her later when we do the podcast, I said, there's many very interesting things being done with time, and that the idea that time is not linear as the way we see it. The time, there is a belief that everything happened at once, and they've done things where
everything happened at once, like the Big Bang Theory.
That there's different timelines, and time is not
the multiverse.
It sort of, kind of, but so like even in this thing, there is a whole study that was done where they had people, they gave people a list of names. It was a double-blind study, which means the person practicing the study doesn't know who is, let's say, sick and who's not, right? Mm-hmm. And you're given a list of people, and you have to pray for the people to, all it was an example in prayer, right? So prayer and intention and prayer and intention. And they do this, and they found that the people that were prayed for had a shorter hospital stay and recovered quicker. And I forget what it was, because it was something that is deadly. And
so if I write down 10 girls I want to bang and pray for five of them.
Hey, no. You know what? Try it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's wrong.
Right.
I to my point where you said, I saw you say karma's bullshit. I don't believe the universe gives a shit about.
You don't?
No,
there's some unexplained things. I believe there's definitely something out there that can change the playing field, level the playing field. There's just too many things I've seen in my life not to believe that. Without a doubt.
I just don't. I think that
and karma. I don't know if you get a flat tire, you're like, that guy got karma finally. Is that really karma? I mean,
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I would. So anyway, with this study, right? Just to give you a little thing on time. So that's what happened. So let's say you do pray for that. Mm-hmm. Here's the twist. Here's the twist. And remember, double blind means the person doing the study doesn't know. All he knows is, it was a guy. All he knows is the people on the list are in the hospital with this ailment. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he gives a list of names. You are to pray for them. You're going to pray for them. And the rest of them we're not praying for. The people that were prayed for had a faster recovery and got out in a much shorter time. Here's the interesting part of this study. And this is where time comes in. Everybody that was in the hospital from 1994 to 1996.
Okay.
The study and prayer was done in 2000.
Oh, okay.
So it was right. So I go, right, you got to be a little bit like critical and go, somebody fucked around with the list and they knew.
Right.
It's a double-blind study.
Right.
They were just given lists of names, not told when they were in the hospital, not told anything, just even the person conducting the study. So that shows you, is our perception of time not right? And if you talk to people who believe in quantum physics and or study quantum physics, they will tell you, don't let time control you. Let time move through you, which is an odd thing to try to wrap your head around, right? Try understanding what that philosophically means. So
philosophically, I just heard that the compass was invented before the watch. So figure out your path first.
Sure.
And not worry about time.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Like, you know what? That's
brilliant, because that's what it is.
Yes.
And there is no time that whenever it's happening for you, it's the right time for you. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Our friend Joel Lindley, crushed, right? I sent him a text. I go, I watched his the set he posted.
Both of them, or
yeah,
first or second?
I watched the second one a number of times, but I saw them both from Kill Tony, and he's 59.
Yeah,
right. But he did a great job.
Yeah,
and it's like all those jokes that he has had for years. Some of them I've heard before.
Yeah,
but he delivered them great. He was just in the moment, and I thought that's the right time for him. There is no time. We do it. We fuck around with it. That's why people go, fucking it's over. I can't do it. But that's not true. That's not true. So what I'm saying was, as I watched my mom, I felt like I saw time move through her. And then we're doing the podcast later, and she said, I have arthritis in my knee, and I've been doing a lot of work because she's going to Europe for 3 weeks. And then she comes back and she goes directly for a week in Cape Cod. She's living a fucking great life. So she's going to be traveling. She's in France, and then they're going to Copenhagen and then to Iceland. And
now who's going?
My mom, my sister's family every year does a 3-week trip somewhere.
Okay,
So and they do, like, they've done this.
I mean, your mom doesn't have a friend she's taking with her.
No, she's going with my sister.
Okay.
So I guess my brother-in-law was like, you know what? You should invite your mom. And I think my sister at first was like, I would be. What? And your sphincter gets tight and go, what? And remember, it's one-legged duck when it gets overwhelmed, or all of a sudden it's like, oh, what time is it? So. But she's doing that. She said to me, there was uneven ground. She's in sandals. She said, I didn't have one ache or pain. She said, I approached, like, there was this little, like, culvert ditch, like, where they were just letting maybe the rain had carved it out from the gutter as it ran off, and it was uneven. And she said, I paused there, and she said, I had no problem moving through that. And I went, isn't that interesting? And I watched this person, like, almost glow. It was a fucking weird thing, dude. And I have the video, and I have to talk to her because I would love to put it on social media and stuff. It was so fun to hear her talk about. It was like she was right back there at that moment.
Yeah. And
we're standing here with your son, who, by the way, is 55 years old. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it was just interesting. I don't know. All right. We rambled all over the place. We'll take a moment. I got to tell you a story, Doug, that since you were sort of laughing at the Parkinson thing, like the boxing, which, I mean, very funny, right?
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Well, there is. Yeah. And I will say, and I tell this to people all the time, there's so much humor in life. If you just don't take it so seriously. Like, I will laugh at anything. And I have been told recently that I was asked, why is everything
like joke to you?
Yes. Not a joke to me, but why do you kind of open with a joke? And then the person said, I want you to know, I think you're very funny. It was a young person. Like, I'm talking like 22-year-old woman in one of my classes. And you had to give a critical critique of somebody. Like, you had to say, hey, here's something I noticed about you you may want to work on. I must have got 4 or 5 of these.
All the same, you joke too much?
No.
Oh.
Too hard on myself.
Uh-huh.
There's obviously some kind of wanting to be a perfectionist in a certain degree.
Certain ways, sure.
And that I always kind of...
I mean, you haven't figured out your computer in 3 years, but
no,
besides
not
that...
at all. But I joke, and because I think, like, we're doing a drum circle. This sounds funny, and they were giving us a pattern, and at one point I lost the rhythm, so I was like getting frustrated, and I'm coming back, and it was noticed, right? And the woman said,
"So you're actually drumming on something?"
Yes, a drum, an African drum. And then it was a form of like group therapy where you're trying to do an activity, right? And then out of the activity, it was really, really well done. So the woman says to me, what would have made it easier for you? I go, everybody turn around and face the wall. And no one's expecting that answer, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I can't help it. And I said, and then this girl says that this woman says to me, everything is like, you always have a joke. And she goes like, they're really funny. Like they're not out of a joke book joke. They're
Right.
it's like
Just fire away.
like you've got really, you see things differently. And I said, I do, but I was in a career where that was rewarded, right? Being funny was a thing. And I knew early on you had more power when you diffuse bombs with humor, right? As an analogy, somebody's in a bad mood, somebody's coming in being an asshole, everybody's tense, the person leaves the room. If you can crack a joke, it breaks the ice. Everybody's like, oh, thank God, right? You don't know whether to breathe or not. But a lot of times I don't make jokes necessarily about other people. I'll do them about myself because it's funnier that way and it's relatable. And I just see stuff. To that end, that when we come back.
What are we, Techno Dougie Fresh? The Matrix now?
That's right, buddy.
All right, you lucky listeners, we are at round number 2. It is Wednesday, it is hump day, and it is Billified. All you need to know that you got the one, the only, the hip-shaking, money-making, tower power, man of the hour, 24/7, the one your mother warned you about, Dougie Fresh in the house. Right next to me to my right, you know him and love him, 6'2" and eyes of blue, the admiral of the airwaves, the Poindexter of podcasts, the one, the only, Mr. Bill Moran.
Oh, Dougie Fresh. Doug and I were just laughing a little bit about the Parkinson thing that came up. I said boxing, and Doug laughed, and I said I saw something yesterday, and I was trying to look for the article, and I can't find it.
Well, I got one for you. A friend of mine,
but I will tell you when you're ready. Go
works
ahead.
At a hot tub place, and some women came in and said, we'd like to look at some of your hot tubs. And he said, well, I'll take you right back here. She goes, no, we know where we're going. And he goes, you've been here before? She goes, yeah, we were here last Friday night about
where is this?
10 o'clock. I can't say where it is.
Is this a real story?
This is a real story.
Oh, wait, this is a real story. Okay.
We were here last week, Friday night. And he goes, you were? I was working Friday. No, after hours.
Oh.
And he goes, well, what do you mean? He has a new employee. They came in.
Shut up.
And they rented out.
Shut up.
They came in.
Shut up.
And used it for their bachelorette party.
Oh, so how old are the couple?
No, it was like 6 women. They were just, and he goes, what are you talking about? She goes, yeah, we were here with a bachelorette party last week after hours. And he's like, you were? She goes, oh, yeah. He went back to the cameras.
What is that? What
and
is
the
that?
videos.
Okay,
I can't tell you anything.
All right, but this is obviously a hotel or something.
Yeah, something.
What do you mean? No, of course it is. Okay, so they came in after hours. So this kid's making money.
Yeah.
renting it out, and he pocketed it.
Yeah.
That's
and he never thought he would get, and he didn't get caught. It was like brilliant. 2 weeks afterwards.
Oh, this is brilliant. What a good move.
Right.
I mean, it's not being used. It's just sitting there.
Right. Well,
I mean, I get it.
No more job for this guy.
Oh.
So somebody told me that I started laughing my ass off.
Is that funny?
Yeah. All I can think about is the Rodney Dangerfield and Back to School where he comes out of the jacuzzi. I'm like, anybody seen Thornton Mellon? He goes, hey, now that's what I call marine biology.
Yeah. And it's that woman that he liked, the professor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all these hot chicks in the
all the hot chicks. Yeah.
Wait, do that again.
Hey, now that's what I call marine biology.
I really loved him. He battles such depression.
Yeah.
You know,
he did.
And
you ever seen the bio about his movie? He had a rough upbringing.
Yeah. He did a lot of his wife was mentally ill.
Yeah.
And then eventually I think they did separate.
They did. They get divorced. She ended up dying.
That's why he once he was starting to make it a lot, he created Dangerfields and tried to stay in New York for the kids, you know. And I don't know.
He didn't get going until he was 41. His father worked with Charlie Chaplin in Vaudeville, and I think that's where he kind of got the itch. And then he
tried stand up.
He did. It wasn't going well.
No, so then when he was selling aluminum siding, he would write jokes and just throw them in the jar.
Yeah,
throwing them in the jar. And again, it goes back to it wasn't his time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't his time. And anybody who
he and his wife quit entertainment. Like, okay, we're gonna get married. We're gonna put this life behind us. And he just couldn't.
He couldn't.
So he's writing jokes behind her back.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she found out, and that's kind of when things went down.
And she had, I thought, mental illness, maybe schizophrenia. I don't know. I thought there was some.
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember that.
And then, and he, man, I mean, whether or not it was diagnosed, it was certainly depression. I mean, he was in the robe. I hear from, and I don't know if it was with everybody, but just miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until he got on stage, just fucking miserable, and did a lot of coke and stuff. Who's the British singer? Robbie.
Oh, asking the wrong guy. I'm just a DJ.
I watched.
Sometimes I get on the algorithm will tell me Rodney Dangerfield. They'll have other comics saying stories about Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, sure.
And Norm Macdonald says one that he was at the comedy club in L.A. And I guess Rodney was supposed to beat up with Ron Jeremy, and he's got two, a woman on each arm, and Norm goes, hey, Rodney, how you doing? He goes, how am I doing? He goes, I got two hookers waiting for a guy that can suck his own dick. How do you think I'm doing?
Why is that so funny to me?
Know.
That is so funny. I'm trying to find.
You've heard the Eddie Murphy one, right? Where Eddie Murphy and him were at the same club, and Eddie was F this and F that and a little too vulgar. And Rodney, they talked for a brief minute at the end, and he goes, hey, kid, I don't think you should use that kind of language in your act. And 3 years later, they're in Vegas, and Eddie's in a urinal in the bathroom, and Rodney comes up next to him and starts taking a pee. Rodney turns to him and says, hey, who knew?
I didn't know that about Rodney. In Delirious, he addressed that Murphy, not Rodney. He said that Bill Cosby came up to him.
That was Raw.
Oh, Raw.
Yes.
Okay. And he said
I would like to talk to you about the things that you say now.
Yeah. And he had his kid there.
Yes.
And then
Enos wants to come to your show, and it's filth and foul and filth.
And then he goes, I'm talking to Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
He's like,
it's a great
Bill, fuck off. That is so funny.
Tell Bill I said I have a Coke in his mouth and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh, God. That is so funny. Robbie. Oh, God. What doesn't matter. The guy, just for context, my day exploded. So I don't know why I'm not remembering his last name. He's a very famous British singer. He had a pretty popular band and then went solo. He bought a castle or bought a big place out in England in the countryside. And it happened to be next to Jimmy Page. And Jimmy Page has lived in the castle that he had there since 1973. This guy buys it in like 2018, 2016. I don't know when it was. And he's going to put an underground pool like in the basement. But whatever was going to happen with the construction, it was going to fuck up like Jimmy's. So Jimmy files a petition. They had fights. Robbie would blast music in the middle of the night. He had trees that they would cut, like the branches on Paige's tree that stretched over.
Right.
So he's doing World Cup coverage. They have him talking, and a fucking big giant thing falls out of his nose and lands on the microphone. Now, you can only assume that it's like Coke or something. He takes it off the microphone with his finger and sticks it to his forehead.
I did not hear or see.
I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw it happen. Then I saw it on Instagram. And then after that, but I saw it on a news thing, and then I saw it on this. So today, E! News had posted a thing, and it's him, and I think he might be in bed. And he's laying there. He goes, "Listen, I want to apologize for the object that fell out of my nose." He goes, "Blah, blah, blah, but I had a whole lot more." I saved it, and
you can't find it.
No, I don't know how to get to my save stuff on Instagram. I'll have to do it during a break, and we'll play it next time. Here's the story that I wanted to tell you that I saw this news story. And the headline was like, 73-year-old blind man accidentally turns on stove and dies. And I start fucking laughing. Okay. So
it's a little different than Parkinson's and bison.
Well, I know, but it's like,
which isn't really funny, but in the same context, but a blind man turns on a phone
or stove accidentally turns on the stove and burns himself to death.
Oh.
So here's what happened. Like, the guy lived by himself, apparently. And it's, and they had the obituary. It was in the, I saw the headline in the Post. And it talked about how, look at you looking all empathetic and sad.
What?
Why? I fucking knew it. I bring this up. I'm going to be the devil, and you're going to be God's little angel, welcoming him to heaven.
You're laughing at what they wrote in the Post.
I'm laughing because in my mind, I'm picturing in my head, like
a blind man burning to death. Well, I can see where that's hilarious.
I'm just going like a blind guy walks by, accidentally turns on a burner, his coat catches on fire. I know. But it's like, it's weird. So then I'm reading, and they talk about the obituary and how he was found burned, like he died of smoke inhalation, basically, right? Okay. So I don't know that he burned to death, but I don't know how he didn't. But okay. He has 2 sons, but they're going, I'm like, how blind was this motherfucker? Because they're talking about how he loved to hike and go look and be by waterfalls. And I'm like, what the fuck? Have you been on a hiking trail? You can't be blind. There's no fucking way. You're not taking that little stick like this. Right. There's roots, there's ruts, there's everything. And maybe he goes with somebody. I'm like, how blind was he? Now I want to know.
They just put him in a treadmill.
3 blind mice blind?
Maybe they just put him on a treadmill and hit his face with a branch every now and then.
And I'm the dick.
Keep going, Dan.
I'm the dick. But so I.
You know why blind people don't skydive?
Why?
Right?
Why?
Why don't blind people skydive?
Seeing eye dogs hate it.
It scares the shit out of the dog.
Yeah. So I just picturing, like, I go, why would he be alone if you're that legally blind? And I think it's wonderful that someone who has any kind of disability can live an independent life and a full life. Good for this guy. But I'm like, was he legally blind? They don't say. They just say blind. Now, legally blind is blind. I don't think you can drive if you're considered legally blind. But some people have enough vision that they might be able to navigate.
Might be able to navigate an 18-wheeler.
No, but
my cousin Arby works for Amazon. He's driving that motherfucker from here to Tennessee. He's almost legally blind. We don't let him decorate the tree. Last time we did that, the microwave looked really good.
My fucking balls hurt.
Legally blind.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
80%.
I don't know what that is. And so could he have been navigating? But think about it. You're walking by, your coat hits the burner, right? And then
you really gotta,
this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, what really happened?
Because you got to push it, turn to the right, wait for it to click. You got to go click, 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 click. Did you not know that? He's gone. So we're not going to get the full story.
Here's the thing I was wondering. And this is why, because of course I read the headline and I giggle to myself.
What was the headline?
The headline was something like 73-year-old blind man died. I wish I could.
You said the New York Post.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It was New York Post yesterday is where I saw it. I'm on the Post now and I'm searching for it, and it says no article. Seems we can't find what article you're looking for. Perhaps searching can help. I'm trying to search. You dummy. But the guy died. So I'm picturing in my head, like, I go, this is almost like a bad comedy. It's almost like, go back to like a Leslie Nielsen comedy when he would do those, right? You could see this being in it. You know what I mean? It's like when OJ was and remember when they did what was it? Naked Gun. Yeah. I almost said Top Gun's on that. Naked Gun, and OJ goes down the stairs. He's all banged up already, and they start making out, and the wheelchair goes and he goes down the stadium steps. It's that kind of humor to me. It's just so dumb. But I'm like, who's leaving this guy? So then I'm reading it, and I'm wondering this. Somebody had it out for this guy. Did his kids go, you know what? You've lived long enough. You can't see the kids. You're not really living a high quality of life.
So you sneak in with a key, and you're in the kitchen. And he comes in, and it's lit already, and you just take the coat and kind of burn it. And then he starts getting hot, and you sneak
is
out.
that how it happened? I don't know.
So.
No, but to your point, how the stove shouldn't just turn on like that.
You're right.
Unless it's an electric burner.
Well,
and then you stood there for a while.
You tripped, your hand fell, and just twisting it, trying to block your fall.
Okay.
That's all I can think of right now.
All right.
I mean, if you're just your shirt's not going to turn.
No, we got to CSI this motherfucker, because I'm telling you, I think that they did something bad. But and I go, what is wrong with me? That my first reaction is to laugh at this because the guy's blind.
Because he's blind.
And I go, maybe maybe I'm just evil. Maybe I'm just a dick. I can't help it. I try not to do that. I've been very conscious. That's what I've been told. Everything with you laugh, you make it. I go, yeah, because I'm picturing in my head, like, come around with your stick. I saw something with two blind people with sticks, and they run into each other on the sidewalk. And I laugh. I go, that's not funny. I'm trying navigating the world without one of your senses.
Man.
Impossible. It's
not
like
impossible. People
not
do
impossible.
It.
Correct.
But definitely,
but you miss out,
one
right?
To keep would be my sight.
Sight, sure.
Hearing.
Yeah, that does go for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
sense of smell that was kind of lost when some people during COVID. If you had it, I think I had that a couple times. Unfortunately,
father. When
feel, that's a big one.
That's a great big one. Yeah, neuropathy for people who have that. My dad did have that at the end, and especially with Parkinson's, he couldn't tell, like, if he was sort of standing and you'd see him do this hesitant thing, or sometimes again, maybe because it made me uncomfortable, I laughed a little bit to myself because it was like watching a cartoon character. It was like he had to get revved up to just move across the room, which is sad, right? I shouldn't.
Is it hereditary?
I find humor in it. Fuck you. I hope not.
I'm just asking.
I don't know. Question. I don't know the answer. There's no MD after my name. How am I going to come?
Worst I got looking at
Manhattan making.
Singing Elvis in a onesie in a nursing home.
Oh my.
You can be right next to me with Parkinson.
Funny if this kid started that rented out the hot tub, started like a whole little business. He goes, so we can get you an Elvis impersonator. Your dad's like, hey, Doug, you wouldn't believe this. I'm out singing to these really beautiful women in a hot tub.
He's blind. They could be old and shitty.
But aren't there things that make you laugh? Like when you see them?
God, I try to laugh every day.
No, but nothing strikes you that fun. Like you see something like that, and I go, I go visual.
But I try not to blurt out the first thing I say anymore, which I always did too, just to make that joke. I've tried years not to get away from that. Because you don't need that attention. Be the first one to make a comment.
Well, if I'm in a room, and that may be an attention thing, there you go. There's a good thing.
I try to have that 1 second of
Yeah, you way to be.
Way to be. Yes.
I used to always say that to my kids. Way to be. Or I will say to them, your knee-jerk reaction is usually the wrong reaction if it's emotional stuff. Emotional regulation to me is a really, really important thing for men to learn. And I don't think we ever really learn how to do that. And there's anger. And I mean, look, go to a domestic abuse place and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and again, I don't mean to laugh at that, but I'm just saying, like, it is.
That's not too funny there.
It's not. Well, I mean, if she just listened. What?
Now I know that one.
Yeah. What? Go ahead. I dare you to tell it.
No.
I was trying to set it up because I knew it was coming.
I know that joke, but
yeah. Here's a domestic violence joke for you. I told this the other day, but I didn't really tell it as well as I could. Guys in church, they're singing a hymn, they're singing away. He's got the hymn book, and as he looks sort of in front of him, he notices this very large woman has her dress like wedged in between the cheeks of her ass. And it's really bothering him, Doug. He can't. I love when my dad told this. He can't concentrate. So finally he just can't take it anymore. And he pulls it out. The woman turns around and she just starts clobbering him with the hymn. It's like boom, boom, boom. A couple weeks later, he goes back to church. Same pew, same hymn, same woman in the same dress. And it sounds like, I don't know if the guy's OCD. I don't know what's going on. But sure enough, he pulls it back out. And then you remember what happened last time, so he tucked it back in. Is that the Did I fuck it up?
Well, you talked a little too fast at the end. But yes, I have heard that. Not in a long time, though.
Yeah, that was, I always loved that.
So he tucked it back in.
He tucked it back in.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny. And I say it fast because he did it fast.
He did it fast.
Yeah, he got it quickly. He's like, oh, no, shit.
I saw the same way, and the dress was off, so I tucked it back in.
But there are certain things in the news and things that make me laugh.
Did you laugh when you probably talked about the grandpa that got thrown up in the air by the buffalo?
No, I didn't see this. I have been out of touch, bro.
You haven't?
No.
Oh,
is this in Yellowstone?
Oh, this is in Colorado.
Yeah.
So
somebody's out. Wild bison is what we're talking about.
It's a park, and his grandfather, I think he had his grandkids. The bison was
these guys pissed me off.
100 yards away.
Yeah.
And the bison's getting closer. Now, when I don't know how close it has to be to go back in your car, but you got to find this because the bison's coming up next to him or coming at him, and he starts running in between the trees trying to distract the buffalo.
Right.
And finally the buffalo gets around and throws this guy 16 feet in the air, and he's in his 70s. I can't believe I didn't see that.
I didn't.
No.
It drives me crazy because I haven't been to Yellowstone in a long time, and I wanted to go back this summer, and just
too busy
with grad school and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be possible. But when you go and drive through Yellowstone,
I would go with you.
National Park.
Take a week off.
I didn't invite you.
I know. I heard that. I've never been to Yellowstone. I live in California, but I would love to go.
Yeah, Yellowstone's beautiful.
Close to San Francisco, correct?
No.
Yellowstone,
no, they're in Wyoming, Colorado. They're up in that.
Oh, I still go.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The Grand Tetons are there, which means tits, by the way.
Oh,
and
let's rent an RV.
There's
split it. Drive out there. I'm an Uber driver.
There's a Mount Moran. Yeah,
Mount Moran.
You got it, buddy.
You got to go up there.
That's a command, ladies.
Take one for the team. I am the team.
Grandpa thrown up in the air by bison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, Grandpa tossed 8 feet into the air by Yellowstone bison, recounts bone breaking. So let's see. Bison attacks with 65-year-old grandfather.
65-year-old.
Big, bald with a really long beard.
Yes.
Like, you look like an outdoorsman. Like, you should know better already.
Well, exactly.
Do you want to hear the...
if he's 100 feet away...
Well, here's the YouTube.
And he gets closer, 20 feet,
here's
then
why,
you start worrying?
Here's why it annoys me. I have not been to Yellowstone in over 30 years.
Okay.
Anytime I had gone, and I had been there 2 or 3 times, when you go through the park, they hand you a yellow flyer with someone being tossed up in the air by a bison.
Really?
And they say bison can weigh up to 2 tons and move at 35 miles an hour. Stay in your car to take any pictures. Do not get out and interact with the
Do
wildlife.
they yell on the flyer as well?
No, but yes, they do. It's all caps. And I'm like, so how fucking dumb are you? You know what I mean? Now, if you're camping, you have to also remember you're in the wild. So if something happens, stay out of the way. I will tell you that my brother was very little, and we came out of the bathroom and were face to face with a moose. They are fucking huge. Male moose are like,
hey, Rocky, what's this?
And my little brother,
I'm going to go at it with a Parkinson's boxer.
So I was like,
put all your money on me, Rocky.
I was like 15, so Kevin had to be 7. And my parents said, you take him to the bathroom and you go to bed. So I go and do that. We walk out. There's a bison, a moose right there. And he goes, and I'm like, whoa, no. I pick him up under my arm and just quickly walk because I don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
And it's their home, not my home.
Right.
And that's how I've always felt about that. And so when I hear people get like, there was one that I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was about 2 years ago in Yellowstone. Same type of deal. Family. They're getting out, and there's a road, and you'll see all these cars pulled over to the side because obviously there's a bear, there's something, and people are taking pictures. But people don't stay in their car because they're going to be a wildlife photographer, and this is going to go on their Instagram, and they're going viral. And
with their phone.
Right. And so they're out taking pictures, and all of a sudden a bison starts to charge. And it's a family. Mom and dad start sprinting. Who gets the horn in the ass? This little fucking girl gets tossed up in the air. I'm like, what dumb motherfucker doesn't scoop your kid up first? Or, you know what I'm saying? In any way. Now, if the guy did zigzag, intelligent.
He was trying to go in between trees.
Okay.
To slow him down. But he came around. That's where you see him on the video.
Let me see if this is the... Okay, let me see something here. Oh, I got 2 things playing. Pardon my rudeness. Here we go. Now, I don't think this is...
And started shooting. You can see these 2 people walking along the perimeter road of the campground. And they take out their phones and get some pictures or video. And as soon as the bison stands up, the grandfather, he's like, we're out of here. Let's go.
After a white pickup passes, the bison springs up and charges toward the pair as they hid behind trees.
After the second loop around, the bison finally caught up to the grandfather, hooked him, and threw him up in the air.
Oh, shit.
The crowd says the man was laying on the ground at the mercy of the bison.
Oh, shit.
He put down his camera and went to hell.
That's higher than 8 feet.
I charged the bison,
I thought it was a little higher.
yelling and screaming and kind of trying to put my camera up in the air. And a bunch of other men joined me, and we successfully hazed the bison off the victim.
He says emergency vehicles arrived within 10 minutes. According to the park's website, bison run 3 times faster than humans, weigh up to 2,000 pounds, and visitors are advised to stay at least 25 yards away.
Pounds?
This is the second documented bison attack
but it's
in the
a
park
ton
this
of 1,000.
year. Park officials say
it is 2,000? Okay, so they weigh 1 ton. My
But
bad.
according to McLeod,
1
that
ton? I would
wasn't
guess
the
at least
case this
2.
time.
Well, they're
They did
2,000
everything
pounds.
right. And
That's what they
bottom
say.
line is, people come to the national park because it's wild and risky, and that's part of the downside. Is there's a risk.
And McLeod says he's been in touch with the family, who says he underwent surgery.
That's
all kinds of
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what I love is like the guy so righteously says, yeah, I was filming the whole thing. Then you start going, hey, buddy, come this way, buddy, or try to distract the thing. You did it after the like. Listen, I got to play this again.
Photographer Mike McLeod was camping at Yellowstone National
Park. Photographer Mike McLeod. Is he really a photographer?
67?
No, not him.
Oh, the guy filming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Photographer Mike McLeod. Why are you videoing then, Mike? I have some issues with
on
Mike.
Friday when his wife saw a bull bison approach.
A bull bison.
Grabbed his camera and started shooting.
Okay, so this is in a campground.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that these people they didn't.
The bison, they said, was 100 feet or 100
Well, it was
yards
across.
away.
I can't tell,
Yeah.
and that's probably the right distance.
At least 100 feet.
They're
How close before you go into your car?
Okay, so they were on the other side of this road.
Okay.
The bison like, you ever see a dog go out and just roll in the grass? Bison, to clean themselves, were rolling dirt. So this one's by the side of the road and it's rolling in dirt. But this guy who's filming the bison, his family picnic table is all set up right in front of him. So you're camping, they can get right into your campground. That's where people, like, you got to hang things high in trees, far out on a limb, so bears and stuff can't get it. So this guy, so it's rolling, and then this guy and his wife are probably walking back, or a grandkid are walking back from going to the bathroom, whatever, on a path to their campsite. The bison, he stops on the other side of, even like, it looks like a dumpster or something, right? He's shielded and he's taking the picture, and then a white truck drives by, and when the truck passes, they start, they're not even filming the bison anymore. They're walking back towards the thing. That's when this motherfucker gets up and goes after him. But I want to hear the guy who's filming, because listen to this.
See these two people walking along the perimeter road of the campground, and they take out their phones and get some pictures or video. And as soon as the bison stands up, the grandfather, he's like,
now, okay, so grandpa starts walking already. He's already walking. The other person, and it looks like a younger person, so I'm going to say a granddaughter, is still taking a picture. The bison at this point is now about to stand up.
like, we're out of here. Let's go.
After a white pickup,
So Grandpa's
passes,
now
the bison
behind a tree.
springs up and charges toward the pair as they hid behind trees.
After the second loop around, the bison finally caught up to the grandfather.
Yeah, now he's out in the
hooked
clear.
him and threw him up in the air.
Boom!
The clown was laying on the ground at the mercy of the bison. That's when he put down his camera and went to help.
I charged the bison.
He charged the
all
bison.
right, hang on a second. I have to now take back everything I said about this man.
Well, he got the shot. Now
No.
he can go help.
He didn't. At that point, I think you don't know what to do. If let's say you're across the street
True.
and I'm watching you go, and
he's just running around the trees
I'm
like
stunned.
Scooby-Doo and the Swamp Thing.
I'm stunned. And this thing, and it's just a small grove of trees. It's not like the forest. You understand what I'm saying? It's a small little grove. There's
No,
like
I
4 or
saw
5.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then the guy comes out on the clear side of the trees, and the bison finds him and throws him up in the air.
Yeah.
And man, he does a
360
Yeah.
in the air.
yeah. But it happens so quickly that even if you're on the other side, you're not expecting it.
Right.
And by the point that it starts to charge, you're just hoping the people get away and thinking they're gonna.
The bison will go away or get scared
I
itself.
just gotta watch this again.
Don't they always say that? You know,
That's when he put down
they're
his
just as
camera
scared as
and
we
went
are?
to help.
They say that like about some of them.
Hooked him and threw
I
him
think
up
they
in the
just
air.
lie.
The clown
Oh God, I want to try to catch him mid-flight when he goes up in the air.
as they hid behind trees.
Yeah, here we go.
After the second loop around, the bison finally caught up to the grandfather, hooked him, and
Come
threw
on,
him.
you need to get in shape, Gramps.
at 67,
65.
65.
You got to move faster than that.
Well, I don't think he's going to be
But-
wrestling bison anytime soon.
Oh, I got him. So he's like
The
this.
Bills make me want to shout. Throw it in there, shout. Come on, baby, now shout.
Oh my God, somebody has to do that.
Oh, I'm sure.
They haven't.
the air.
McLeod
Oh,
says the man was laying on
Josh
the ground
Allen
at
would've
the
jumped
mercy
over
of
him.
the bison. That's when he put down his camera and went to help.
I charged the bison, yelling and screaming and kind of trying to put my camera
Yelling
up
and
in the air. And a bunch of other men joined me, and we successfully hazed the bison off of the victim.
He says emergency vehicles arrived within 10 minutes. According to the park's website, bison run 3 times faster than
all right.
humans,
We got
weigh
it.
up to 2,000
Look, I
pounds.
take it
and
back
vi-
because it doesn't sound like from watching this, they weren't really. I can't see anybody doing anything different. They didn't get out of their car. They were camping there. They were walking.
Average bison weighs between 1,000 and 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought a little bigger. It is one of the biggest. It's got to be one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Elephant, walrus, bison, rhino, hippo.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2,000 pounds is a ton. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
So they weigh a
36
ton.
inches is a yard. 12 inches is a foot.
I'm aware of all that. All right, we will take a moment, man.
Glad I brought that up.
Yeah.
I thought you would have seen it.
No, I didn't see it,
Yeah.
but it happens every year. And the last one I saw was the little girl, but they had all gotten out of their car.
Right.
That's the stuff I go, they warn you about that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nature. Nature's going to win. Here's an interesting fact. If you weighed every human on the earth for a grand total, and you weighed every ant together, that grand total, the weight of ants outweighed the.
Because there's more of them.
Because there are more of them.
Yeah. Little fuckers.
Yeah.
Very busy. All right. We will take a moment and be right back.
Excuse me. This reminds me of 2001 at Seabreeze. I forget what that song was.
Oh, that went
was
around.
Scrambler.
Yeah.
Same song for 40
It's like
years.
Ozzy. It sounds like Ozzy-ish.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
Or maybe that was Alice Cooper.
Come on out to Parma. Podcast on the mend. Bill Moran and Dougie Fresh. They're each other's friend. Ain't got no time for worries. Ain't got time for things. We're going to talk about pockets in the boxing ring. Shaking, bacon, rock and roll.
I found
breaking the law.
I found the Robbie Williams piece. I was trying to remember. Robbie Williams, he's probably unstable human. I think he had
the singer about Robbie.
Yeah,
okay.
Robbie Williams. Yeah,
Robbie.
Yeah, and he's the one who had the fight with Jimmy Page and the house. Right?
Oh, okay.
He did all that shit and then sold. I think he sold it. I don't know.
The Castle, who Nicolas Cage.
I don't know.
He stars by castles and then they go bankrupt and I don't know why they need a castle.
So,
unless you're King Arthur.
Robbie is, but I read like he had a lot of addiction problems, depression.
Really?
I think Elton John,
a rock and roll person.
Elton John got him into rehab.
Oh,
at one point,
thank God!
Here we go.
I've never heard of that.
This is him.
Just like to apologise for the object that fell onto the microphone yesterday. It was deeply unprofessional, and people worried about me, but it's okay because I had several more.
Is he laughing?
Yeah, he opens his tongue and he's got like 2 tablets of oh the fuck knows what. I go, this I don't know why. That's a terrible thing.
He was announcer for World Cup.
I don't know that he was an announcer. I think he's a huge personality and they had him in maybe post game. I don't know.
Oh,
but
he was on air.
He was on air.
Okay.
He had a microphone in his hand.
Because if he's a rock star, I doubt he's doing play-by-play.
A rock fell out.
Okay.
Lands on there.
Right.
So I think it's probably like, let's use talcum powder for instance, right?
It's crack cocaine.
No, I don't know that it was. I think it was cocaine.
Okay, cocaine.
And I think when it would be like, here's why I say talcum powder. When guys drop it down there, I think Todd Youngman does a whole bit about putting talcum powder on your balls to cool yourself down on a hot summer day, and all of a sudden a pancake falls out of your shorts.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's the same thing. Like it mixes with the moisture in your nose and it clumps.
Yeah.
And so a clump fell out on the microphone. This motherfucker doesn't miss a beat. He's talking, takes it off and sticks it on his forehead.
Later.
I go, I can't believe that. And I shouldn't laugh and encourage this stuff because
you're not encouraging. You're
well, people have real problems, right? I am a believer.
How do you get to those real problems?
With drugs?
Yeah.
By trying to avoid issues in your life. It's an escape. And I think that you took it too far, and you have to have means, right? You have to have means to do that.
Oddly enough, once the drugs wear off, your problems are still there.
They're still there and
probably a little more worse now.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times it's not problems that we would point out as like somebody who's having financial problems or anything. It can lead to that stuff. But I think like what initially is, it's fun. You feel good for a while. you're not feeling shitty and down, and maybe you are. Maybe you're.
Bill Maher gave a good example of drugs. It's like the moving floors at the airport,
right?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, you're gliding. This is fun. And all of a sudden,
boom, it stops.
And you got to get back to life.
Right. And I think for some people who have an addiction, right, they start doing it so much, they don't want to deal with life. They don't want to deal with the reality of life. They feel better in this way. Maybe they're even easier to deal with, from other people.
If they're drunk, yeah.
Some people. Right.
I mean, there's a lot out there.
But then waking up like with a hangover can be tough. I don't know. I don't.
I've never woken up with a hangover.
Oh, God. I've woken up still drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a guy that I knew of, maybe more of an acquaintance, that got a DWI like the next day.
I've heard that on the way.
He was still
on the way to
drunk.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. That's always a bad thing. I used to get upset when I was a kid because I was not a kid, but when I was when I had my kids and they were little, and I'd always see people go in and buy the little airplane bottle. They used to be called airplane bottles.
Yeah.
And they would take them, and they would buy a handful of them. You knew they were drinking all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought maybe they were drunk, maybe they weren't. Maybe it just made them
take
feel
the edge
better.
off, I guess.
It just takes the edge off. But then I go, what happens if they see these in your car and you got into an accident? And even if you're below the legal limit, like a 0.06, I still think you could get in trouble.
I buy those for when I have company.
Right.
So if you come over, whoever, I'm not going to buy 27 different bottles just in case. I've got Jack Daniels, Kangaroo, Tanqueray, Jim Beam.
But only this much.
But only that much. Come over for a couple of drinks.
Hey, guys, come over. And when we run out, we got to go out.
Years ago, I got pulled over. I forget for what. But one of the questions was, do you have alcohol in your car? And I'm like, hold on a second. He goes, you have to think about it. I go, I do a lot of fundraising for breast cancer. I can't remember. I think I have a case of wine back there.
Yeah. Okay. And what happened?
I don't remember. I didn't get a ticket. Yeah. Well, use a deviled eggs. I've not made deviled eggs in a while.
That's so funny. I don't know. Look, it's probably a very smart way to do it, because how many times do we have bottles that just sit for years, right?
Yeah.
And so why?
I have bottles of vodka and.
No, I understand.
I know you're just busting my balls.
I am, but I think it's actually probably a smart thing, and it doesn't mean that the person is drunk. And by the way, they may be getting a ride. I don't know.
Right.
I just will never forget. Very recently,
the mini liquor bottles, and I tell everybody this, the customers I used to bartend for. Like the rum chata and Fireball, you mix those and shake them. It's called a cinnamon toast crunch. Why? Because it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch, like your breakfast cereal. You don't have to buy $20 bottles to try it.
Right.
They sell them in the $1.50.
Yeah.
So if you're having a bonfire, you want one, you go get 4 bottles.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, what's this, Susie? Oh, try this, and then
Yeah.
I'm just saying, be
and by the way,
effective. And also
traveling
or experimenting.
Yeah.
They have little espresso. You can get smeared off chocolate, vanilla, Bailey's, butterscotch. So, that's $100 worth of bottles right there.
Sure it is.
To mix an espresso martini or mix it with coffee, or you just want to try some stuff out.
Right.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Oh,
Look at you.
Yeah. Wow.
Economic tips with Doug.
Yeah.
I did
It's great for camping too.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, like traveling.
Oh, travel vacation.
Right, but no, but that's a great idea.
Or, you could throw them in the bison.
Yeah, it might get them away.
Maybe you need a bigger bottle. Probably a Dolphins fan.
That poor guy.
That poor.
I think he had surgery.
I would think so. He went 16 feet in the air. They said 8 feet. No fucking way.
I don't think he did.
That guy was above the rim like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He was swishing.
I know.
And he went.
Yeah.
360.
He went, as my grandmother would say, ass over tea kettle.
Yes, I have not heard that one in a while.
Billy, he went ass over tea kettle. I didn't know what had happened. I think here was another one that made me laugh, and I was a child. I know I just did this. That's how my grandmother would do it. That's why I did that. But
grandma.
I remember when I was a kid that my grandparents called my mother to say that they were on vacation in Connecticut on the beach with cousins of theirs. The cousins' family's name was the Richies. Richies were from Ireland, and they were my grandfather's cousins, and he kind of grew up with them in the Bronx and things. So they're apparently crossing a street, and I forget the guy's name, he got hit by a car, and he died right there. Like, they all watched it happen.
Yeah.
Pretty tragic and traumatic, right? And something that some people may have PTSD after that, sincerely. So I'm a kid, and my mother says, oh, yeah. And I guess he went ass over tea kettle in the air, my mother said, and it came down with a thud. And I can't. I had to
start laughing.
Yes,
the way she's describing it.
Well, because I'm picturing a cartoon,
right?
Like, who goes? Like, I'm picturing ass over tea. I've seen people get hit by cars. They usually don't go up in the air. They usually, if you're hit by a car, usually what I've seen is some people end up under it or on the hood, but not up in the air like the bison. So in my mind, when I hear ass over tea kettle, that's what I'm wondering where this tea kettle is, by the way.
Where did that come from?
The fuck Irish stupid saying. Who knows? Ask your phone. But it just made me laugh. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Where does the term ass over tea kettle come from? Let's see. The phrase stems from early 20,000 century American slang and describes as undignified tumbling fall or someone turning completely topsy-turvy. Yeah. It likely originated as a humorous variation of the much older and cruder British phrase arse over tits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That I still know.
Oh, that you know?
Yes. And I always heard it as, oh, he went tits over arse, Billy. That's what I used to hear.
Okay.
Tits over arse.
Tits over arse.
But arse over tits would probably be the other way. But maybe I'm remembering wrong. But Mrs. Mallon once said, I saw him go tits over arse. He went right down. And I loved it. I love that. And I love cunt because they made it sound so pretty, Doug. They made it sound so pretty.
I know.
All right. I got to get out of here, buddy.
Okay.
I got
ended on that note.
What?
The C word. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next Wednesday.
That was pretty funny, Doug. Good. There it is. For Dougie Fresh! Woo! For the 65-year-old grandpa who was not doing what I said people do, and he was okay. For the man taking the photo. Well, the video, right? Yeah. I apologize to him as well.
For all those
for the Parkinson's patients, I apologize. For the man, the
Rocky
blind
97.
Man, the blind man who burned to death in his apartment or smoke inhalation because his jacket caught on fire when he rushed up against the stove. Turned on the burn. I don't know. Something doesn't add up to me there, but I apologize to he and his family. Anything else that I may have offended today?
You didn't wish me happy birthday.
When's your birthday?
Monday.
Is it coming up Monday?
Yeah. 56 years old.
Wait.
July 27th.
Oh, you're July 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had my head in books.
That's all right.
July 20th. Happy birthday, Doug.
Thank you.
So we have. So you're disappointed. Oh, I should have a cake.
No.
Strippers. And a little.
You want to come with my dad Sunday?
Gift for you. I'm not going to be in town.
Oh.
I'm out of town. For a birthday.
Yeah.
For people I really care about.
Right.
I'm teasing you.
I know.
I would love to have come, but I am out of town.
I'll be Manhattans.
Good. For Dougie Fresh celebrating his 56th birthday.
Woo!
Somebody help him blow out his candle. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time.